I was just being thankful for the life that I have come into, I guess. The new life, the new circle. The circles I used to run around in, I was kind of a big deal. And I used that, that popularity and, all the girls wanting to be around you and all the people, you're kind of the guy sort of thing. I wrapped that around me, as a blanket of security to mask, to hide from myself, and to also hide from others who would see me all the things that I felt like were ugly in me and on me. So as much fun as I think I used to have, and parts of it were fun, I was really just realizing a lot now that it all was just me masking my lonely and my emptiness, and I found a few places here and there that I felt like I had some security and an emotional bond with someone, but none of it was ever full. It even during my first and second marriage, definitely not my first marriage, because that one kind of went south fairly quick. We were both too young. We both were kind of being with each other because that was the person to be with. I mean, even though we were in love or thought we were, it was more of, okay, this is the person that's supposed to be on my arm visually, and kind of a few layers deep, but not all the way down to the layers you really need to get to figure out whether a person is your person or not. It was very surface, and so that crashed pretty quick. The next marriage, and here you see, there I go changing channels like I always do. The next marriage, I can't even explain that one. We both were just lonely, and although this one went a few layers deeper than the first one, I guess, on certain channels, it also left me empty a lot. And I remember, a couple of times, her and I sitting in our theater room downstairs, and I would be crying, and asking the question, how is it that I can be sleeping next to my wife, and be so friggin' lonely, and it didn't take but a couple of years, but it quickly became, we were kind of like roommates, I guess. I mean, we were, had the title of husband and wife, and, we were together every, kind of semi-regular basis and whatnot. So we did the husband and wife stuff, but that connection, that, oh, I can't wait for you to get home, or that I'm so happy to see you, and and the thing that you can't even explain, no poet can explain, and I'm not saying I'm a poet, but even poets can't explain that love. I mean, the real love, because it has a gazillion different definitions, because every person is different. But until I got into my third marriage, it always took me several times tripping and falling to get something right. It took me 3 times before I had the amount of security that I needed visually, emotionally, you know, I don't know all the words I need to say here to describe what it is I'm trying to share. But this woman came into my life, and like a carpenter would, you know, that's a good way to say it, because Jesus was a carpenter, and she is a lot like Jesus, and she tries her best to be like Jesus, to be a representative. So therefore, okay, that's a perfect analogy. That was an accident, but she went inside me and, you know, had her little bucket of spackle and that little plate thing they used to, you know, smooth it out on the walls, and she found all of the big holes in the wall, all of the cracks, all the, you know, broken, I say broken windows, I guess we'll get to that part later, but she patched everything up. And it's such a gigantic space that even after, you know, the years it took her to patch me up and get me emotionally secure enough where I could even go, okay, I can now even release all of my what would be safety nets, you know, because I've like never done that in my whole life. Even when I was loyal to someone, I still had safety nets floating around, the just in cases. What do I do if, you know? And I don't have to do that in my head anymore. And it's amazing. It's amazing. Because I've never ever had that. I've had moments, the little puppy dog part, you know, I've had that a couple of times to where you're so bonded by that, none of the other stuff even exists. And that's awesome. I wish we could keep that. But no one's able to actually keep that. The deeper you go, you know, that kind of starts going away. Now, you always want to work at that. But like, if I don't know if I'm gonna post this thing or not, I'm just needed to talk to myself. But if someone is seeing this and you're finding that you're kind of for your person after a few years has died down some, and don't just focus on that. Don't use that as an excuse to go away, because that I used to do that all the time. As soon as the puppy dog thing was gone, I felt like that meant that the relationship was over, and I would start wondering. I would go away, or I would kind of push them away, and it just, I guess that was my drug. That new feeling that was a high that fed me. And like I say, you know, you add that to me wrapping myself in the blanket of, hey, I'm Jay Morgan sort of thing, you know. And I'm sorry if that sounds arrogant. I'm trying to voice it in such a way where you can hear that it's not, because I never even knew the Jay Morgan deal. Like my wife tells me, she's like, "Do you really? You don't even know?" I mean, all the guys wanted to, you know, be around you or wanted to be you. All the girls wanted to be with you. You were like the dude. You know, that was just the thing. Everybody, hey, what are we doing this weekend? We're going to Jay's house. You know, or, you know, who's, Jay Morgan this, and the fact that people saw me like that, to hear that trips me out, because all I saw was an insecure, disabled, you know, ugly person who was just trying every freaking day to have enough, to do enough, and to be enough for people to like. I was just even when people would be looking at me and going, man, that dude is so cool, man, he's got this and this and this, or he does this, and man, that's just that dude. If they really had seen that dude curled up in the corner, just kind of like a beggar, you know, with a cup, just like, hey, please like me. So my point was, my girl, the love that I finally have found now, I can't believe I was able to get back to that point. Because normally I forget. I'm not like that anymore.
A quote-unquote cursed LA home that she bought from RFK Jr. and Cheryl Hines 5 years ago. She said it is
And as much pain.
The home to be quote-unquote toxic during inspection. She noted that, hey, I still haven't moved in there. Costly renovation mistakes.
As I'm in.
Mistakes. This house is the most toxic
Like,
environment. You cannot live here for at least
my mental state's not great. And I'm forgetting things a lot. I got, I am emotionally damaged, I guess, from the PTSD, from all the hurts and betrayal and bullshit from the past, and always thinking I was less than everyone else. Even when everyone else was looking up to me, I felt like I was less than them. I'm just like, hey, will y'all be my friends? Y'all come hang out, let's. And I needed all that. And now all I have to do is simply be. And I'm loved. I mean, I'm loved. And the way my wife loves on me, you would think I was look like Jason Momoa or, whatever, Brad Pitt. I don't know, whoever the good-looking people are. I don't feel worthy of it a lot. And I guess that's good, because that'll help me from walking around arrogant. Because her and I both kind of say that to each other every so often. It's like, I don't get that thing you're saying. And then it's like, well, okay, I guess that's good. Because if I did, I'd be walking around all cocky and maybe thinking, it's time for me to go do the greener grass thing. Because that hurts people a lot. I've had here's another right turn, several women I have dated in my past that me being the things need to look beautiful person that I was and still kind of am. Visuals very important to me. I would always groom the women I dated. Look, here's the stuff, and I was never mean. I was never, hey, you have to wear this or you have to do that. None of that shit. As a matter of fact, I saved girls from guys like that. Guys that would keep a girl down just enough to make sure they would never leave. You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing everything they could to help their girl shine, which is what I did. They were in fear if they did that, their girl would want to walk away, or too many people would give them offers and they would be pulled away. And I had that fear as well, except I didn't have the ability to not help this person be the wonderful person that I saw, that I knew they could be, And so I would, we'd work together on, cool outfits. And I got told so many times in the mall,